Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and I'm going to take a little review of what the tech companies announced at CES. So CES 2019 has finished up, and each tech company has kind of set the tone of what they want to kind of do this year, and kind of put their foot in the right direction for 2019. I'm going to start with Nvidia here. I'm going to focus on Nvidia, Intel, and AMD here for the most part, but the RTX 2060, great. We got a new card, new cheaper ray tracing card, and it's the 2060 RTX 2060. And I'm not really too psyched about this card. Yeah, performance is better than a 1070. Price is up there though, but the price of mid range is creeping in the wrong direction. And we are getting CPU side right now with the competition of between Intel and AMD, where that has came down more cores, more performance, and it seems like we're having a fun time over on that side. However, the GPU side leaves much to be desired, and I'm really hoping that AMD can kind of go in a different direction here, because if graphics cards and where it's going now keeps increasing in price, it's going to maybe change the market enough where people go back to really just wanting a console, because all of a sudden these graphics cards are just through the roof. Now Nvidia is probably doing this. They put a lot of time and development into the ray tracing cores, probably cost a lot, and also I think there's also a side of the development side, but also investors. And when your stock takes a huge hit, investors start asking questions, and I'm sure that there's some price increases of that. I think they're also testing the waters to see how high they can get something, and if mid-range keeps going up and Nvidia can keep getting away with increasing prices, I would not be surprised to see a mid-range at $500, and I am not for that at all. I would like prices to keep coming down, and so that's one thing that I hope maybe changes over the next few months, and that comes down. Maybe Nvidia even come out. There's rumors that they come out with a different, like 1160 or something. Maybe that's cheaper. However, I mean, Nvidia's put a lot into the whole ray tracing stuff. I mean, one of the things on here, it just works, is what they're supposed to be doing, like DLSS. Well, then why is it taking so long? Why is the Battlefield 5 DLSS taking a while? Why is ray tracing not in more games? That's also concerning to me as well. And so, yeah, I got some questions, and they're out there, but I want to put some of my concerns down as well, because I'd like to get gaming more affordable. I don't want people just to go look at a console and say, well, it's cheaper and I can, this is half the price of a graphics card. I don't want to go there. And it's right now that trend is going in that direction. So let's take this back. Let's, put PC in there. I game on console and PC, but high performance gaming, I want my PC. So I really hope that that's back. But then FreeSync and, G-Sync here. I like what NVIDIA did and do it. I just hope that their intentions are to keep it and just be able to support it if your monitor supports it or not, and not try to take control of it. Because if they take control of it, I have a feeling that prices are going to go up. So I'm really hoping that they don't do that. But let me know what your thoughts are on the whole NVIDIA announcement at CES, what you thought, and you have had a week to kind of sit on it and review it. Let me know what your thoughts are with all these topics, because I'm interested to hear what you are, and that can help me see your point of view as well. Because I've been listening to a lot of stuff, thinking about it, and yeah, I got some questions about NVIDIA. Hopefully that going forward we can get some more graphics cards that are in that mid-range that really help kind of invigorate, and people will want to and be able to upgrade. $700 for a graphics card is 350 for the next one up. Is just starting to get up there too high, and I really hope they start coming down. Intel, I think Intel had they're kind of casting the vision for this year. I think that they're on a great pathway to kind of do it. It seems like this might be a quiet year in the first part of the year, where 10 nanometer ramps up. And it seems like they might actually have 10 nanometer coming to us. So I'm actually kind of excited to see what 10 nanometer can do. I'm actually see the 3D die stacking too to come out here soon. But I did expect, maybe something on the GPU side more than just the integrated graphics. We'll see how that all works and what Intel can do going forward. But they have a lot of room to grow, especially with kind of the restructuring, getting all that talent. They're still looking for a CEO, so it'll be interesting to see who they were able to grab for their CEO and kind of lead that ship with, what is it, like 60 some $billion a year in revenue. There's a lot there to do and kind of move forward. So that's going to be interesting. But I want to know kind of where the GPUs. But Intel then, what was it, this week had an announcement saying their Intel Graphics is having an announcement of their new unified driver. Um, yeah, that's nice and everything, but people that are going to use a unified driver really want to have a discrete graphics card that they can push with the driver. Otherwise, you're on these integrated graphics cards, which are nice, they work, and they're in a lot of places, but people are going to tinker really like the discrete stuff. So I'm more interested to see once Intel gets out the graphics card, and maybe I pick one up too and try to tinker it with it, because that's when you really can show off a driver to see how well it performs. And then we have AMD out of those big three tech companies in the PC space. And Radeon 7, I do think it's priced too high. I think that it's good that AMD got out a card in high end, and they're sticking it right where Nvidia has the price. I think that part of this being able to come out with this 7 nanometer Radeon 7 GPU is that the price that they can make it for and still have a okay profit margin, and be able to manufacture enough for that is that $699, $700 price range, I believe, if I'm recalling that correctly. And AMD was like, okay, Nvidia came out with it, we can put this in there and it can compete. It'll be interesting to see some of the stuff in there if it can support. There's rumors it can do like direct ML, which is Microsoft's machine learning stuff. And if it can do that, maybe they have some performance, something close to DLSS, and see where performance is there. And I think this stuff is coming out in the next Windows update. I'm confused on where my Windows updates are, but we really need to see where performance is. If it's at 2080, yeah, $700 is where the price is, but AMD would have been great if you could have came in lower and kind of start getting this price back in the right direction. I do like that if AMD is continuing on this trend of under promise and over deliver, I like that. AMD needs to do that a lot because I think that's building up more trust, especially with me. And I like, all these companies should under promise, over deliver, because it just builds up trust that you're going to do the right thing and create, and the performance is going to be better than what you were even told. So we'll see how AMD does with that. But they need to do some mid-range. They need to get some mid-range, and they need to hit that, $200, $250 range really hard to kind of bring those prices back down and really get people excited about graphics and get a huge performance jump in and get people just excited about them, that there's going to be performance for them, every year or every couple years that they get to upgrade to. And if they skip a generation and have just a great new GPU for the same price point that they paid in the last one, and that performance is increasing rather than, performance increases, but so do the prices. So it's wait and see on the Radeon 7. I'd love to have one, right? I'd love to be able to get like a 2080 Ti too, but, money doesn't grow on trees. So I'm probably going to be waiting this one out. And Ryzen 3, I really want more info. I want to see if there's 16 cores. And you know what? I hope it is 16 cores. I hope that AMD is pushing the envelope enough to stay ahead. And this is where innovation really starts happening, is when hardware can, or any kind of space, if hardware's just going to go through and keep pushing it forward and leapfrogging, let's say Intel's 10 nanometer can push forward and really just turn the corner here. I think that then AMD 16 core, let's say Intel then comes out and they have like a 20 core or something like that in the mainstream desktop stuff in their 10 nanometer. I have no idea what Intel's planning to do because we haven't heard much on the 10 nanometer stuff besides them promoting it, at the CES and their architecture event. But if they can push this forward and really kind of turn that corner and get hardware even more performance wise, I think this is going to be great for the consumer. We're going to have some really cool chips here. We're going to be able to build some really cool computers. I'm actually excited to upgrade some of my family's computers, that to get their machines even better, even upgrade some computers around here, because I think it's going to be really kind of fun. So I'm hoping that AMD does 16, but it was kind of disappointing that we only got to see 8. But if AMD does do that and kind of pushes the envelope, let's say we get slotted in a 12 core where we are now with the like a 3700 or something like that, and there's like a 3800 Ryzen 9. And then you got Ryzen 7 with the 12 cores, and then you got 8 cores on the Ryzen 3, and then 6 for the Ryzen 3s. I think you're really going to see some start performance increasing, starting to push that gaming up, pushing the core counts that are utilized, and that could be. I think that there's some really exciting stuff here that could be happening overall on the AMD side, PCI Express for the CPU side, and then I'm actually then excited to see what Intel does and comes out with, because we could see really some even more competition than what we've seen the last couple of years out of these two companies in the CPU space. So, there's a lot of disappointments. I felt like the high prices, but I'm hoping that AMD with the Ryzen 3 CPUs comes out, kind of pushes the envelope forward even more, keeps prices low, drives the price down for consumers, so we get more performance for a better price, and really kind of, puts on a good note here for 2019, at least in the CPU space. So let me know what your thoughts are. I'm really curious on what you guys thought in review of CES 2019. I really like some of the cases too. I'm excited to actually take a look at some of these cases and maybe build a couple systems in for people. I know I'm sure I'll do some build videos of those if I do get to them, and I really hope that is. That's probably my wife texting me. I probably should put that on mute. But let me know what your thoughts are as well. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe.